Well, hello everybody. I said I was gonna do this, so I'm doing it. I had to leave my house to do it, but I gotta do what I gotta do, I guess. I honestly am shocked that I'm doing it. I can't think about it. That's why I just am doing it. um, I wanted to go live, but it's not working out. So I am doing it while I'm running errands, because I just feel that somebody had gone through what I just went through yesterday with my three youngest boys, elementary school principal slash board of ed, or maybe you can relate to me, I don't know. But I hung up that phone in just uneasy, first of all. And then as I started to let everything marinate from that conversation, things just started hitting me that weren't fitting right. It just, I just was picking up all the patterns that just weren't matching, and her contradicting herself. Basically, she called to confirm the fact of that I switched my decision and I wanted to keep my kids home, rather than sending them to school for 2 days a week. Not 3, not 4, 2. 2 days a week. Why I changed my mind. I didn't know I had to explain myself as a parent or my decisions to somebody else, but I did it to just whatever. I'm not a shut book. Like, you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's on my head. So I told her that sending them to school for 2 days a week wasn't worth my jeopardizing my health. I have a disease. It's an immune disease. So I've gone through a lot. Hence, this on my head, I had to shave my hair. So it does feel freeing. But that's that. That's a whole different topic, maybe another time. But I told her I wasn't willing to put my health in jeopardy for 2 days a week, because I have to look at the bigger picture. They might not have a mother if I decided to do that. And she said, I get it now, and I could respect it. Thank you for telling me. She couldn't leave it at that. Couldn't. Then this is where it just gets twisted. She said, you don't want to send them back so they could see their friends? I said, no. They wouldn't have a mother maybe, if I chose to do that. I'm not going to put myself at risk so they can see their friends for 2 days a week. And not only do I have, well, 2 boys now in the elementary school, I have another son that's going into middle school, and my oldest son is going into high school. So there would be no way. I would be crazy to send them out to 3 different schools and just say, hi, bring it all back to me. That's just, in my mind, that's ridiculous. And that's logical. So why you couldn't accept my decision, I don't know. She had to persuade me, and she made me have to second guess myself as a mother, and also tried to tell me that the conversation after that, she had to say, well, I get it, and I feel you. So she's showing her empathy, that she feels and connects with me and understands. but then tries to persuade my decision to say, yeah, but after talking to their teachers from after the distance learning, it just showed that they weren't all there. Like they started off really good, and there was a decline, and I'm just looking out for their best interest. I said, okay. I'm like, well, to that, it started off great. With my disease, I lose a lot of energy and steam. Stress, a lot of stress will totally tear me apart. A lot of negative people also tear me apart. Another story, another time. But she had me like really second guessing myself, and I know what I want and why I want it. So I had to just cut her off and say, sorry, is no. That still wasn't satisfying enough for her. So she's not looking out for the best interest of my children, like she says. Because if she was looking out for their best interest, she would want them to have a mother and not have to go through a mother passing away early, because that's, to a child, that can crush them, and that will set their future up for more emotional crap that leads to other stuff, addiction, another topic, another time. And that's not cool with me. I'm trying to set my boys up to have a future that would be living almost my legacy, the things I want to see done. I'm trying to instill that in my kids. So after I'm gone, I know I left 4 amazing, strong men, and that's all I care about. So don't have me questioning my choice. And what I don't understand is if she could say a big decline, are you sure you can handle this with your health? And that just gets me. I don't understand if my son's teacher wrote me a thank you card during distance learning telling me what a thank you and what a great job I am doing, especially with 4 different lesson plans, 4 different grades. I was doing it. Obviously, hence she sent me a thank you card, which I need to find, because that shows that I was putting my 100 in with this distance learning. So anyway, and that's what I said. I said, that's funny. The teacher said that I didn't do a good job. Really? So that's why I got a thank you card saying I did a good job? That just doesn't, I'm throwing in her face everything she's trying to throw at me to sell me, to send my kids back for 2 days a week to see their friends. I'm not buying. Here, this is why. There's no discussion here. I have your rebuttal before you could finish talking. And it made me sick because it wasn't caring for me or for the well-being of my children, or nothing to do looking out for my children. It was looking out for her and the bottom line. And the bottom line is numbers. And I know that. That's what this country, it's disgusting what they do to us free American people. They have us that's what I have with the education system. So that's my other topic with her. Oh, I have ADD. I bounce around like crazy. Sorry. Another topic, another time. Anyway, so she, I don't want to send them back. And I hung up the phone, but before I hung up the phone, she has to throw in, Just remember, you can change your minds at any time. They could come back at any time. You know, there are some protocols, but you could change your decision at any time. I said, yes, I'm aware of that. Thank you. She's also said, I also told her, yeah, I dedicated a room for school this year so we can be more organized, which I wasn't, obviously, when this whole distance learning occurred. Another point of mine. That's the reason for the decline. Yes, their work did decline. I am the first one to admit that. It declined because I, after a while, decided, obviously, I can't get this COVID, because I really know what it's about. We're wiping out, like, yeah, let's not get into that right now, but whatever. That's why it pisses me off so bad. It's just like Trump, not even meaning to say that, but pushing so hard to go back to schools. But why? Why? The rate is going up from what they say. So if it's going up, why would I be sending my child to school? Why? So respect my decision. No, she couldn't do it. And when I hung up and it all like just came all together, I said, she fucked with the wrong parent bitch today. Because it's been one thing after another of just unfair shit. Like, just shit that just doesn't make sense to me. So yesterday, like, I broke down. Because I feel like I am the only one that must think this way. And I know I can't be. It's, like, so upsetting. Like, I really want her to know that, yeah, it declined because the distance learning was BS to me. The curriculum that they needed for that day was like bullshit. It was like in an 8-hour day you could finish it in an hour, and they like had, you know, all pre-taped stupid crap lessons, and it wasn't like, oh, dive deep into this topic. It was just like, okay, 5 + 5 = 10. Yup, okay, cat, CAT, all right. It's just like, come on. And it just clicked in my head that with everything going on, me being so unsure, because I don't like the unknown, and I can't be the only one that was uneasy with this corona thing going on when you don't know the whole spectrum and how big this really is and how it really goes and what it really does, and we don't know the extent of it yet. It's so new to us, which it shouldn't be, since it was basically in our faces that this was going to happen. Another topic, another time. So that's how it gets me. I don't understand it, and I want to tell her that it declined in your eyes, but in my eyes, it has soared, and it's soared beyond what my kids have done at school with the set curriculum that is made by who knows who, and the reasons why people don't even connect. It's an assembly line to me. It's what they want us to know. Bob Marley said it the best: build your penitentiaries, we build your school. Brainwash educations make us the fool. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're making us the fool. They're setting our kids up, myself up, my mom up, generations, that you work to pay off debt because the country is based off debt. That is how the dollar standard is set, by Debt is everything. That's what they live off of. So I want my kids to know more, not just what they are told to know or taught the wrong stuff in certain subjects that aren't in the books. And that's a hard pill to swallow for me. Thank God I was the type of student that loved to debate, and I always, since I was born, could talk, have loved the word why. Why? I want to know why. When I go to the doctor, I don't want a medication and say, here, take this, here's a Band-Aid. I want to know why. What is the root of this problem, and how can I fix it? Not how can I maintain this problem. And that's another tactic. So, I choose to eat stuff that I feel isn't tainted or whatever, more healthier lifestyle, like we should be living, not this processed stuff. Here I go off again on a tangent. So another topic, another time. Anyway, so taking it back to her, the principal of this school, it was so fake the way she even was putting on her, okay, well, you could, like she was pushing her niceness, but you could hear in her tone that it was just like a spiel or something. And that's another thing that I was just like baffled with yesterday. These people at this school know me. I've had like all my boys go through there. They all are diagnosed with ADHD except for one. Pray to God he doesn't have it. But whatever. It's kind of a gift in ways, if you know how to use those gifts. Another topic, another time. And that's what I'm trying to teach my kids, how to use their so-called deficit as a power that you have to harness and learn the tools. That's why, I thought she was more intelligent enough to know that I was not your average bear, your average parent, and that you really can't pull the skin over my eyes. And I'm very surprised that she took the tactics that she took with me. I saw right through it. It was a selling, pushing it to me. And then when I didn't want what she was trying to offer me, then it was, then she used psychology. Then it was like trying to make me feel like I'm a bad mother, or my decisions aren't good ones, and to take a second guess myself. And I don't need to second guess myself. I have made the decisions I made, and they're for a reason. So the last two parts of that conversation with her were not needed. They were not energy I needed to take with her. It should have been, the business-like way would be, oh, okay, that's your choice. I respect that. And if you do change your mind, you can do that at any time. That's it. I just wanted to make sure that was really what you have decided since you did switch. That should have been the conversation. Period. But it had to go farther because she wasn't happy with that answer I gave her. And it just boils down to, she needs those numbers in that school to be up to go back to Washington, D.C., blah. And we all know where that all roots back to. So I'm really angry, and I really don't understand. It really angers me, and I really don't know what to do about it. Honestly, I don't. I talked to my husband about it, and that's just as good as just talking to myself, basically, which I constantly have to do. So I'm basically married, but a single mother. But another story, topic, time. So yeah, I deal with a lot. I am constantly going. I'm constantly having to push myself because I'm in pain and all that. But I'm getting better and I've gained weight and all that. Just, I know this has nothing to do with it, but I am getting much healthier than I was in the past. I haven't been hospitalized for pneumonia 3 times, 3 months in a row, in 2 years. So it's like I'm making progress, and since I have moved away from the processed foods and all that, and eating more raw, organically foods, or I have grown or whatever, and I don't eat for a certain amount of time, and I only drink water that has, stuff that's going to benefit me that I need to replenish my body with. The best stuff I ever tried was sea moss, and I still do that, and that has been amazing. Like, I feel like I am like a new person in a way, like all the dead skin and nasty toxins came off my body and feel so good. And it affected my head and all that. So, I'm a work in progress, but who isn't? And if you aren't, then you're not living. Everything is a learning process. Everything is for a reason, as much as we might not like it or not understand it. But I really think that we are like it's already preset. Our lives are like preset. So all the shitty shit that happens, it's supposed to happen. And unfortunately, there's a reason. So, I take it, that's how I gotta look at it. And that's kind of why I'm doing this. I can't be the only parent this has happened to. So instead of keeping it in and letting it boil me up inside, because it's just not right, because it's not for the best interest of me or my children. It's not in the best interest to have them exposed to all that crap and bring it home to somebody that does have a low immune system that gets everything but just doesn't get a cold. No, it turns to pneumonia and double lung pneumonia and all that. So no, I'm not willing to send them to school to see their friends. So I could maybe get this, and maybe they won't have a mom, and that they won't have a mom. Like, what kind of shit is that? So it's more important to send them back so they could see their friends. That doesn't make sense to me. That's not logical in my head, and that's why I feel like I can't be the only one that thinks like this. Like, is there something wrong with me? Like, do I see the world differently? And I started, when I was like breaking down yesterday, and I called my husband, and I'm surprised he even picked up the phone and listened, but I kind of told him he had to, and then I had to tell him he had to come home because I couldn't handle it. I needed time away, which I never get. So yeah, I can't be the only one that didn't get a perfect A as a parent on distance learning. I can't be. Like, that's my other point. I could have done the distance learning and pushed myself, and I've probably gotten sick because of overexerting myself. Or you could do what I did, and I did some of the work with them, like, all right, let's do the math, let's do the reading, like, let's do the stuff that we should do. But then for the other ones, like, let's go outside and find something. For instance, like, what is this? We found out it was snails. They were dead, and eggs. But yes, my son, we went out there, we dissected it with a kit, we put it under a microscope, that's what I do with my kids. I built a pond in my backyard 2 years ago that had fish in it, and a frog started living there 2 years ago because he liked our conditions. But anyway, so, like, that's the type of atmosphere that I want my kids to grow up in. Like, I want them to experience as much as they can, and I told them never be afraid to ask the question why. And I said question everything. Everything. Do not take anything for face value. Like, never. I want to tear it apart and like dissect everything, because it's sad to say I really don't believe half the shit that I hear. It's terrible. But like, that's what we're living in. Sorry, I used to dry mouth. But you know, I say stuff like this to my parents and they look at me like I have like 5 heads, but I have to understand that they went through, you know, their assembly line at school, did what they needed to do, you know, thankfully they did good for themselves because of my father's really good at math and stocks. But yeah, but it's just another generation brainwashed, because they look at me like, oh no, that stuff really doesn't happen with the president in the White House. No, it does. Yeah, for real, it does. And prejudice, that shit with police brutality, that shit, that's real. You want to give me another one? It's like, it's disgusting. Like, I am so sick of this. Like, because if your race or nationality or where you live, you're gonna get denied loans or any chance of making it out of there. No, they want you there. It's like disgusting. It's disgusting. Oh, let's arrest everyone that's selling the drugs, but yet they put the drugs there. Oh, let's arrest these people with the guns. Oh, but they put the guns there. It's like, what the fuck don't people like connect? I don't understand it. I don't get it. But besides all that, I really don't understand this selling with the principal. Why was it so important to get my kids to go back for 2 days? Why? And so my kids, yes, with me, with like real life learning stuff, they learned more with me than I think they did through a school system. Two of my sons had a speech delay. It's like a speech impediment, which I had the same thing. I couldn't pronounce my P's good or E's, whatever. They had the same thing. They went to speech therapy when they were at school. It tried to continue when they were at distance learning, but like I said, that distance learning thing was BS in my eyes. In my opinion, I thought it was the dumbest thing to do. I came up with a better plan in like 2 seconds, and I don't understand why that one wouldn't have been thought of or used. I don't get why that template wasn't thought of, or if it was, why didn't we use something to those lines? But I'm not going to get into that right now. Talk about that another time. But my son, when you asked him a question, it was very hard for him to answer. It took a while. He had to really think about words, and sometimes the words weren't, right on point, but whatever. I did see him progressing when he was in school. But let me tell you something now. That kid speaks perfect now, has conversations with his older brothers like he never had a problem, sticks up for himself, has more self-esteem than he ever has. He doesn't fist fight because I told him to use his mouth before we do that. And that's what he does. And I am so proud of him. And I'm proud of all my kids, because they've all have grown since they've been home with me, with their confidence, with, like I said, 2 of my sons with their speech. They both of them are doing, so much better than they did when they were in Ruth Chafee. And that baffles me. But I did a bad job. I forgot. I did a bad job though. Yes, I did. And also, or I did another bad job that she had to tell me I did. The same son that is speaking wonderfully is also reading tremendously. Throw a word at him, knows how to sound it out, and boom, right back. And I can't even believe some of the words that he does use in his vocabulary. It just has expanded like so much, and I'm so proud of him. So it's kind of like, how dare you scold me or down talk me for my parenting. It's like I felt like saying, you know what, how about I call her and ask her what her decision is for her kids to send them back to school. And when she gives me the answer, I want to say, oh, but why is that your decision? There shouldn't be that question, because it's my decision and I'm the parent. And all you're worried about is how it looks, how you look. So it's not that you care at all about me or my children. It's about you and your way to the next level, maybe in educational system. What superintendent maybe next, because you were the vice president, then principal, now the head principal. So if you want to get to the superintendent level, you need to get these numbers in, right? So that's what just stumps me. That disgusts me. That's the bottom line, and that's what I'm so sick of with this whole America as a whole right now. It's disgusting to me. It's all greedy, and no one, a small percentage, really care about other people. It makes me disgusted, and I honestly don't know how people could live every day just like complaining and not seeing like the shit that they do have. It's just like, I don't understand it. I really feel like I'm alone in this, and I can't be. And I really don't think I'm like forgetting anything that I really wanted to bring up, and I hope I'm not. And if I do, I will have to do another one of these. But I really had to get it out there. It's just not right to me. It's really not. And I hope I hear back from anybody that does hopefully hear this, because I can't be the only one. Like, it's sick. It's just sickening to me, and that's about it. So if you did listen to this, thank you for letting me get my opinion out there and what I've gone through, what I'm going through. And especially at a time like this, when it's still in the middle of this pandemic and we're supposed to be quarantined, that I'm even dealing with this right now, that I have to waste my energy with this right now, when I have like so many other things that are more important right now that I could be doing, but instead doing this, because it's just not right. It's not. So that's it, and thank you. And I just want to see, like, why was it so important for me to change my mind? Why was it so important for you to sway my decision? Why couldn't you just accept my decision? Not the first time, not the second time, not the third time, not even before we hung up the phone, because you didn't get your way. So it was, well, you had to hang up the phone, and obviously you had to respect my decision because I wasn't giving up or changing my mind, but you just had to throw in there that I could change my mind. And I really can't understand that a lady with that knowledge that she does have, because she's a very knowledgeable woman, she's a very badass woman, strong woman. I do look up to her, and that's why I don't understand. This doesn't add up. That's why it doesn't add up, because this isn't her. She is compassionate, but like, there's something that else motivating, because there has to be. she's not like that. She can't be that heartless. I know that. Been in this school for 7 years. Like, I've gotten to know her. So that's why it's odd to me that, like, she's smarter than that. And then should be, I know she's smart enough to know that I'm not stupid. I am not at all. I'm not at all a stupid person. And she knows that. She knows that because I've been in meetings with her and a whole bunch of the top educational people because of my kids and their ADD and, setting lessons for them. You have to meet twice a year. So, I dive deep into subject and I have questions and I know what I'm talking about. So if I say something, I don't just say it to say it. I say it because I know it. I searched it. I learned it. I tear things apart. So it's like I can't believe she wasn't smart enough to know not to fuck with me. Me? Like, she really thought I wasn't gonna see into this, or she knows I'm smarter than that. Come on now. Like, really. I am not stupid. So that's like another I don't understand that. Like, so it really had to make me question myself. Like, really, do I just see the world differently? No, it doesn't add up. No, like, it just doesn't. I know this is not right. That's it. I know I could keep going on, but thank you so much. Thank you, like, really. And I hope to get to the bottom of this and hear something and get some justice for this, or get down and dig deep in this and back off. Like, back off me. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Believe me. My kids are very smart. I tear up every day because I ask myself, what did I do in my life to deserve such great, smart kids? They're great. Yeah, they're kids and they are crazy sometimes, but they're kids, But I did a lot of shit in my life that, really, I lived on that line, and I don't know what I did to deserve such four awesome boys that are so intelligent. It's sickening. And I want to say, I want to feel, obviously, I had a part in that. They are the ones, they're mirroring me. And I know that because when I went to conferences for one of my sons that is very, very smart, but, tell him a joke, he doesn't understand that things are very factual for him. It's very funny. But anyway, his teacher said to me, I could see where he has gotten his smartness from. She said, within talking with you in 2 seconds, he got it from you. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. She's like, he's just like you. And I'm like, oh my God. She's right. So I really want to know where I'm doing a bad job. Can you please tell me that? At least. Because that was an insult. I was so hurt and angry and mad and uneasy when I hung up the phone with her. I just want the answers. Why? That's it. It's just, I don't think it's fair. All right. Thank you. Bye.